Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. We have Kevin Gaskell with us in the studio for the second part of his interview. Kevin Gaskell, thank you very much for still being with us in the studios of the MBC.
Great to be here.
So in the last episode, we were talking about your career path, how you're the chairman of 7 companies. I mean, you did mention you did help to create 14 companies. What happened to the other 7?
Well, we've built them up and usually we sell them on. You know, we sell them as the business grows, a new team of investors take the business on to the next level. And I personally feel that if I give the business 3 to 4 years of my time, that's kind of used all my ideas. It's time for me to move on and do something else then.
Your businesses does not really mean that you know the product. You did mention that about the boat company.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't that make you uncomfortable?
No, not at all. Business is business. And, you know, I have businesses now ranging from a gardening business where we build gardens, right through, you know, we build some big gardens. We've just built one which was £1.5 million, right through to fintech businesses where we manage the national clearing platform for a sovereign country. So that's a very sophisticated business, and everything in the middle. But the basic principles are exactly the same. It's clarity of vision, clarity of strategy, operational excellence, and fantastic customer service. And we do that by making sure the team understand how they contribute to it. So that's really what I focus on.
You did mention that if you want to work, you have to find your passion. So basically, your passion is not about the product. Your passion is about how you structure the business and how it all spans out.
You know, my passion is about business. I enjoy building companies. I have a lot of fun building companies. I have a lot of fun helping people to be successful. You know, helping people to take their business to a new level is just great fun. And I do that by bringing the lessons to them that I've learned over the last 25 years. And frankly, making sure they don't fall into the same traps that I fell into. You know, I've been in all the holes and come out again. So my passion is about building business. It doesn't really matter to me what the product is. I mean, there are certain products I would not get involved in, but generally speaking, business is business.
What advice would you give for somebody who wants to own their first business?
Understand what your passion is. It always comes back to that. And understand what you're prepared to give up in order to build that company, because it's going to be hard work. It's going to be 24/7 hard work. It's going to be total dedication, and there are other things you won't have the time to do. So you need to think about how committed you are to actually building a company, because if it was so easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy. I keep saying it's simple, but it's not easy. The process is simple. Registering a company is easy. Building a business is kind of easy if you know where you're going. But you need to be absolutely focused and dedicated to it. That's the big thing.
So how do you build up the focus? How do you maintain your focus on your target?
It's what is your passion? I mean, in my book, I break it down. I call it inspired leadership. I break it down to 3 pieces. There's the commit, connect, and create. And the commit piece is the first piece. And it's looking in your eyes and saying, are you really committed to doing this? Because it's going to get tough. You're going to have bad days. Your customers are going to walk away, or you're going to lose some money, or there's going to be a challenge, or your supplier won't deliver, or whatever it is. There are going to be difficult days. You've got to get through those. You've got to be passionate enough about this business that in your heart, when you have a difficult day, or a difficult week, or a difficult month, you keep pushing, you keep pushing. And all of the successful entrepreneurs I know, and I've worked with many, they maintain that passion. It's that passion, that belief, that continuous optimism that we will get there.
But passion also is how you raise and rise again after a failure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, every business I've ever been involved in has had bad times. And sometimes we sit and scratch our heads and say, can we get through this? And we always do. We always do. We come out of the other side, because that's where the determination comes. We don't give up. We just don't give up. And, you know, I've joined businesses where people say, I don't know why you're coming here. You know, we're nearly dead. I say, guys, you're a long way from dead. You're a long way. There's one business I joined where I walked in with a tax inspector who came to seize the assets of the company. That was 3 or 4 years ago.
So you basically walked into a business which was in receivership, and the guy...
It wasn't quite in receivership. It owed the taxman a lot of money, and the taxman came along to value the assets of the business, the physical assets, the tables and the
chairs. So the guy would come in and evaluate the chair, the table.
Yep.
And it was at that point.
It was at that point.
You weren't scared.
Well, scared is one emotion, but you do kind of look at it and think, but what is the core business? Because I've got to deal with that. I've got to find a way to cover the relationship with the taxman. But what is the core business? Can we build something? And you know, that business we worked hard at, we plugged away, we didn't go out and raise any investment funds, with a little tiny bit of money that I put in myself to get through a real hole. And that business today, we're looking at somewhere like R500 million of profit next year.
Wow, rands.
That's rand. The business is based in South Africa.
So basically, you. Why I'm a bit intrigued by that situation, because most people would walk away.
Yeah, but you know, at that point, the business has relatively small value. And so my interest at that point is to say, look, don't pay me, I'll come in, I'll help you. Give me a small piece of the company, it's usually a very small piece. Give me a small piece of the company in exchange for my support, my services, and I'll help you build value, and then you will win the majority of the value. And it works. That process has worked.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation.
And every successful business or turnaround or profit-making company, they manage to gather a group of people who share the same passion.
Yes. I say every successful businessman or businesswoman is a dreamer. Now that's not the same as saying every dreamer is a successful businessman or businesswoman. But to be successful, you've got to have that dream, that degree of optimism, and you have to maintain it. And if you have that passion, if you have that degree of optimism, if you can share that vision of success, people will come and join you. People will want to come on the journey. And in our businesses...
Would you give an example of how you would engage people to share the same passion?
Well, we talk about what the journey will be. We don't say to the team, hey, look, we're going to go for another 2% market share, or we're going to go for this profitability or that turnover. We say, we're going on a journey. The Porsche story. We're going to build the best customer service in the world. We're going to build world-class service. Because service, actually, I can do without expenditure. Service is how I treat you, how I make you feel. And by doing that, we changed the experience. Porsche became a brand experience. And you know, that's what carried the business through the tough times.
So you mentioned also, I mean, you say commit, you mentioned connect.
Connect, yes. So the commit piece is, are we really going to do this thing? Are we really going to do it? And are we passionate about it? Do we have the passion to carry through the tough times? But people need a plan. What is the plan? Where are we going? And that's what I call the connect piece. And that's where we build a simple, very visible plan about what we're going to create. This is what success will look like. This is not numbers. This is to be the world's best customer service organization, to be the premier automotive brand, whatever it is. And we describe that. What does that look like? What will I see? When we're like that, what will I look like? And when people talk to us, what will they hear? But when they relate to us, what will they feel? How will the experience be? We build a simple plan. Call it a 1,000-day plan. We describe it over to last 1,000 days. And then we work on the key priorities to take that business to the new place.
Would you give me an example?
Well, we've just written a plan for one of our businesses where we break it down. So we have a vision of success. This is a technology business. We want to be the #1 player in this space, and this will look like this. When we're doing that, we will be regarded like this. When people talk to us, this is the experience they will feel. These are the services and products we'll provide. Now, to make that happen, I've got to have great operations, I've got to have great marketing, I've got to have a great team, I've got to be appropriately financed. And so we build that plan. But then we share it with the whole company. Everybody sees that plan. It goes on the wall. Everybody sees where they make a difference. How do I make... you know, I've never met anybody who wants to do a bad job. Never. Met a lot of people who are doing a bad job, but mostly because they don't know what's expected of them. And so what we do is make sure that people know how they can contribute. People are amazing. My job is not to be a genius. My job is to be a genius creator, to allow other people to be extraordinary in their job, in their role, in their contribution to the business. And we do that with simple planning.
So do you go out of your way, I mean, I wouldn't say go out of your way, but do you often try to help people working under you?
Yeah. I mean, look, we have a very flat structure. It's very open.
Okay.
One of the things, I joined a business where there was security to get into the executive suite, and then I had this fantastic boardroom, and so the first thing we did was take the security away. Why should anybody not be allowed to walk into the director's suite and talk to the director? Hey guys, I'm just an employee like you. We're in this together. My title's different, but so what? So we took the security away. Then we transformed the boardroom, very swanky boardroom, into an operations room where we put all of the reports and studies and information about what we were doing within the company on the wall. And we said to everybody in the company, come and read it, come and see it. It's next to my office. If you've got a question, come and ask me. And we shifted the mindset in that company away from being us and them. And it was a unionized company, so it was really quite contentious to being one team. We're one team. We're in this together. And we transform that business as one team.
Your attitude was a major factor in the difference of turning things around. From what I get is your door is always open. People are, of course, accountable for their responsibilities. But most importantly, they feel valued for what they're doing, for their contribution. So this gives a sense of belonging of what they're doing. They don't feel like a cog in a machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I grew up in a very humble background. I don't come from anything other than a very nice family in a very normal background. What I learned from my parents is humility, honesty, and integrity. And that's what I try to apply within our businesses. So there's no such person as an onlyer. You know, he's only a car cleaner. She's only a sales director. No such thing. Everybody has a role to play. And if they don't, why are they there? So why does the job exist? So we make sure everybody in the team feels valued. Everybody in the team has an equal right to contribute their ideas and their passion to changing the business. And in some of the companies I've worked in, some of the more junior employees have made the biggest change because people are incredible, you know. People know how to do their job better than I do. They know how to build boats or build technology or become marketeers, whatever it is. I don't know how to do it. My job is just to create the culture where they can be successful. And so I absolutely believe that by achieving an openness and an honesty and a simplicity, people can contribute and we can create magic. And that's what I call the third piece. So I have commit, connect, and create. And the create magic piece is letting people do astonishing things. Inviting them, provoking them, poking them in the chest and saying, you're incredible, you're incredible. When you talk to people about what they do outside work, you know, in work, I had a cleaner at Porsche. She was just a cleaner, no such thing. She was British ladies fishing champion. She was a British champion, an incredible woman. And when I talked to her in the evenings, I'd be working late in my office and she'd come in and we'd talk. And she told me she also had a number of daughters and they ran a gardening business. They took over the gardening inside. Porsche is very fancy with all sorts of plants inside. And we were struggling to pay for the maintenance of the plants. She said, I'll do it for you. Our team will do it. She was only a cleaner. There's no such thing as an only.
So you do go the extra mile to try to connect more to the people working with you and use the resources within the group.
Yes.
But you have to dig to be able to see it.
You know, one of the comments that a very smart young lady who runs one of our businesses in South Africa made is we try to employ people who can do 10 up and 10 down. And I said to her, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
And she said, I try to recruit people who can talk to people 10 levels above them in an organisation or 10 levels below them because organisations do still think in
terms of
hierarchy and tiers. And she said, I want to employ people who can talk to anybody. And I like to think that if I have a skill, it is that I can and I will talk to anybody. I talk to anybody. You know, this morning I was given the honour of meeting your Vice President. Fantastic honour, very interesting man. We had a very interesting conversation about young people, developing young people. I'm not a politician, but we talked about common areas of interest. But what was also nice was I got to talk to the soldiers there, and I got to understand how they work, and I got to talk to the guy who brought the tea out, because you know what, they're all a team. It's astonishing. You go into the State House and it's, whoa, this is really quite exciting. But all these people make it work. It's a team. You've got to be able to talk to everybody.
So you have connect, create,
Commit,
connect, create. And these are the three basic ingredients for running a successful business.
Well, this is how I've broken it down. I mean, look, I just chose.
This is from your experience over the past 25 years.
Absolutely, and that's how I've written the book. So the book, Inspired Leadership. Take this book and go and run yourself a fantastic company. And here's a structure of how to do it. Here's how we did it. Here are the anecdotes. Here's where it went right. Take these ideas. Oh, here's where it went wrong. Don't do that. That went wrong. So it's 25 years learning to give to young or growing leaders, managers, anybody really, anybody.
Very successful. You're a very successful businessman, and yet you still have time to follow your other passions, which is mountain climbing, going to the North and South Poles. Can you share a bit about your experience? I'm sure a lot of people want to hear this.
Well, you know, the mountain climbing started because I grew up in a mountainous area, so that's where that started, and I enjoyed it. You know, you get to the top of a mountain, the view is astonishing.
Especially the North and South Poles, because in Mauritius, 15, 20 degrees is cold. Yeah. You're going in temperatures negative 40, negative 50, 60 maybe.
Yeah, the coldest day at the South Pole was minus 60 C. It was pretty cold. I mean, it was horrifically cold. North Pole's not so bad, it was about minus 35 C.
All right, well, we will be concluding this episode very shortly. I'll just have a quick fire round question with you. Tell me, are you a morning or evening person?
I'm an evening person.
Tea, coffee?
Coffee.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, I listen to all sorts. So when I'm working, I listen
Apart from rock band?
Yeah, no. When I'm working, I have classical music on. When I'm relaxing, I have rock music on. But in the morning, for the first 2 hours, I listen to the news.
Oh, well-informed person.
Yeah.
What kind of food do you like?
I like lots of different kinds of food. I don't like spicy food.
You did mention that you don't watch TV, but you do watch a movie from time to time? Yeah,
I watch TV by appointment.
So any movies you really like?
Oh, heck, no, I'm not a great movie person. The Bourne Legacy kind of stuff is that's my relaxation. You know, lots of shooting and running and car chases. That's kind of what I do.
Not a fan of Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean?
No, never seen it.
Oh my God!
Never watched it. I know what it is. Never watched it.
And what books are you reading at the moment?
So I'm reading some Stephen Leather adventure books, so thriller books. And I'm reading a whole bunch of business books. I think in my my office is at home, so I think I probably have 500 business books in the office, and I read new ones as they come out.
You read every day?
Yeah, every day. Every day.
All right. What are your other hobbies apart from?
Playing the guitar. Still trying to learn to play it well.
Still play cricket?
No, I finished cricket about 15 years ago, but keeping fit because of the adventures. You know, I'm an old man, so I have to keep my fitness up because when it goes down, it'll never come back.
Well, you do look fit.
Thank you.
Kevin Gaskell, thank you very much for being with us in the studio. It was a pleasure having you over 2 episodes. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your stay in Mauritius.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a beautiful island. We're having a lot of fun here.
And do come again as soon as you can. And as I told you outside the show, do visit the dolphins. Go swim with them. You're going to absolutely love it.
I'll try and come next time and not do any business and just enjoy your beautiful island.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We have now come to the end of this episode of Encounter. It was Kevin Gaskell. Thank you very much for your attention. We catch you soon again next week.